Box trucks. Oh my
goodness.
It's horrible. Like, especially out of, we're in Atlanta, we're in Georgia. Out of Georgia, it's horrible. It's so oversaturated.
Yeah, even with direct shippers, we have direct shippers, y'all. Like in
Hello everyone, welcome back. It's episode 6. Well, season 1, episode 6 of Tequila Talk with Tanisha and Tia. Once again, it's Free Game Friday.
Free Game Friday. It's almost the weekend, y'all.
I'm telling you what it's a weekend for me. I said I'm on Friday.
I'm still looking.
So again, we got our flashcards.
Yeah.
And today we want to touch on the life of a dispatcher, part 2. We did touch on this in our episode 3.
Yes.
And it's just so much stuff that comes with dispatching. We just want to keep reiterating it, and we want to, keep talking about more with dispatching because we get so many questions. So many questions about this.
So many questions.
The first thing we want to talk about is waking up early.
Yes.
5 a.m. club, right?
Yeah, 5 a.m. club. Oh my gosh.
Yes.
And you can't always get into bed early. So, some people ask, like, what type of hours do a dispatch work? Like, hours.
All the time.
It's around the clock.
Yes.
It's not
especially
specific
depending on how
hours.
many people you're dispatching.
Exactly.
And the type of equipment you're dispatching.
The type of equipment that you're dispatching as well. And you have to know, like, when the load board is popping, and you're not always going to have, dispatcher's not supposed to have direct shippers, but you're not going to always have a direct contact to a broker.
Yes.
For load. Sometimes you're going to have to utilize the load board. I don't care how much you try to stay away from it. It's going to be situations where you have to go on the load board sometimes.
Right.
So, even if it's from time to time, so they definitely post loads throughout the day. However, the most loads are posted early in the morning. Like, if you want to be in the transportation industry, like, even as a carrier, freight broker, like, you have to wake up early.
Yes. Get your ass up.
Yeah. Get up.
But seriously, they post early in the morning, and not only do they post to one load board, they post to multiple. So that means you're in competition with other dispatchers, so you have to be up ready to send those emails, to call, or whatever you got to do to get to negotiate and win that lane.
Exactly. And especially with some equipment. Some equipment, the loads are more competitive than others. Like with box trucks.
Oh my
goodness.
It's horrible. Like, especially we're in Atlanta, we're in Georgia. Out of Georgia, it's horrible. It's so oversaturated.
Yeah, even with direct shippers. We have direct shippers, y'all. Like, in trying to get a box truck out of here, and even if you can have all the loads in the world, but the rate, and that goes back to us discussing your operational costs. You have to know your operational costs,
right?
How much it takes to run your truck.
Yes.
So if it takes $1.30 a mile to run your truck, to operate your truck, and they only offering $1.40 a mile, how much are you really making? Like, you always have to look at your bottom line.
Exactly.
So a good dispatcher would know to do that. Such as
myself.
Yeah, such as Tanisha. She's awesome at that. Calculations and knowing how much it costs to, run specific equipment and stuff. So you also need to be good at that as well.
Yes.
Because businesses go under so fast because they have no idea.
Just taking something.
Yeah.
Oh, I'll pay you $1,000 to go to New York.
Yeah.
800 miles, and you just looking at $1,000, but it's 800 miles.
Yes.
Yes. That equates to what? $1.20 a mile?
Yeah, exactly.
Like, really?
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. And some people take that and they run the rates down. Now, I know this is kind of a controversial little conversation. And I'm in a lot of groups. Me and Tanisha, we're in a lot of groups on Facebook. And one thing, argument, I saw people going back and forth. It was one lady was like, have you guys seen how much the box truck loads are paying, in the last 3 weeks? They're like paying $1.50, $1.20. And another lady commented and was like, well, everybody operational costs are different. So,
Correct.
you know, if their truck is paid for, they probably can afford to take $1.40 a mile because their profit is different.
Yes.
Which is true.
Right.
But why would you want to?
Right.
You know?
Right.
So it's a topic that, you know, we can go back and forth with all day in discussion.
Because even with box trucks, sometimes you can take $1.40 if it's a partial.
Yeah.
Meaning you can get 2 other loads on there, you know, and then you'll break out even to what you really would take. But it's all in the same area. So it is a lot of factors come into play.
Yeah, a lot of
But
factors.
just running like dedicating the whole truckload for $1.40, negative.
Yeah, you have to
Negative.
think about your repairs, you know, fuel costs,
fuel.
like everything. Like you have to think about those, you know, type of things, maintenance type issues, you know.
Tolls,
Yeah,
all that stuff.
not what you're profiting at the moment. You have to, you know,
look at the bigger picture.
look at the bigger picture. It's not if it's gonna happen, it's when it's gonna happen, right? And you'll hear me say that all the time. I got that from my husband. And that's true.
People.
Yeah, be prepared. So you don't want to take anything where you're just making a small profit, you know. So I would say to each his own, but you know, I see a lot of businesses, transportation businesses, especially new businesses, getting run in the ground really quick because of low rates.
And especially the box trucks, you know, especially
the box
those.
trucks. Yeah.
Like I said, it's very oversaturated here in Georgia, and so people are just trying to, you know, get something, and they're taking anything.
Yeah.
They're taking anything.
Yeah.
So just do your research and stick to the amount that you say you want to make per mile.
And that's
Calculate your operational costs, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And stick to that amount and get some profit.
Yeah.
Get some profit.
Get some profit.
The money is there.
Yeah,
I'm telling you,
it is
there.
very lucrative, but you have to be smart in how you move in your process, you know, for your company. So
always wake your ass up early.
Wake up early.
Wake up.
Have a plan. Be strategic.
Yes.
Set goals for today.
Yes. All right. Our next topic is communication.
Communication.
Destination. You have to communicate. As a dispatcher, it's very, very, very important to communicate with the broker and the driver.
Yes.
You know, you have to, as soon as that shipment is picked up, send an email to the broker and like, hey, loaded, truck is en route. You know, even if it's something like, say, for example, you're going 1,000 miles or even like 300 miles, when you're halfway there, send an email, hey, driver's halfway there. When the driver's unloaded.
Exactly.
You know, communicate.
Yeah, and as a broker like myself, like I love communication, like, and I have to communicate back to shippers as well. Like, and that makes for a stronger bond as far as well. Yes, they love that, you know, when you communicate when the truck is almost at the consignee.
Yes.
You know, if they're not picking up from there, like where the truck is picking up at, let them know that the truck is loaded, they're en route. Like, it's all about communication. It's so simple. It's so simple, but it makes the biggest impact on relationships.
Yes. And I know a lot of brokers, they might require you to have their GPS system, you know, and they know exactly where you at.
Yes.
And they're going to call and harass you. Hey, where the driver at? Where you go? I'm trying to see what's going on.
Yeah.
And you might get frustrated. You tell me where I'm at. You know, but no, you got to bite your tongue. It is what it is. Just communicate and be like, hey, let me check on that for you. Let me see exactly where he's at. Let me get your ETA. You know, so just communicate.
That's it. Just communication is so simple. So simple. And it goes both ways.
Yes.
You know, the broker have to communicate with the carrier, and if the carriers run into a lot of issues out there.
Yes.
Okay? First of all, they're driving all these hours, they're tired, then they get to the consignee, they can't get unloaded for whatever reason, or something is wrong with
or they might have an appointment.
Appointments, they might miss an appointment. So you have to be there to solve problems as well.
Yes.
You know, so the communication can't just be one way. You know, you have to be there for the carrier, you know, and dispatcher as well to solve problems. And I've seen so many brokers that don't like solving problems. They go missing. They don't pop back up until they want the BOL.
Right.
Can you send me the BOL? What?
Yeah.
Like, send you the BOL, the POD, and you have answered none of my phone calls and none of my questions in regards to the issue that I was facing. So it goes both ways.
Yes, so just make sure you communicate.
Yes.
Always have that open line of communication. It's very, very important. As a dispatcher, it's very important.
Yes, most definitely. Yeah.
All right, the next topic is lanes.
Lanes. Oh gosh, yes. You don't want your driver to have to deadhead back. They're losing money, you know, and it's splitting their load or run on the way there in half. You don't want that if they have to commute back home,
Right.
or wherever they want to go, you know, or deadhead back to where another load is. They're losing money. You know, those are empty miles. So make sure that you're sending your driver somewhere they can get out of. You know, it's all about backhauls at the end of the day.
Right. For me, I can say, like with box trucks, for example, a great area is the Midwest.
Yes.
Like, it's crazy booming there. So I know if I send a driver there, I'm always going to have him somewhere to, you know, have him something to come out of. Now, Georgia, that's a different story, like I said. So just make sure you study your lanes. Northeast is also very good. It's very, very good. And that's for everything, pretty much.
That's where my trucks go.
Yeah.
Like all the time. Linus Logistics, you'll see us Northeast. Like, we make a lot of money. It's now.
Yes.
Tolls.
Yes.
Make sure you calculate the tolls.
Yes.
Into your negotiation for your rates. Like, that has to be calculated within your rates for it to make sense.
Yes.
At the end of the day, it have to make sense. But we make a lot of money there. You know, we understand our lanes. We know our lanes. We know where the toll roads are. You know, we know exactly what they're going to bill us for based on the axles on our truck. Like, we already know that, you know. So we're able to make a lot of money in the Northeast. You know, when we leave Georgia, guess where we're going?
Yes.
Northeast. That's where we make our money at, you know. But you have to be strategic and you have to be smart about it, because there are a lot of tolls, and the tolls are very, very expensive up there. It's not no 50 cents and $1.
And that cost of living is expensive. So if you get something where you can't deliver, like say for example, you get something on a Friday and you can't deliver it till Monday, you gotta factor that in. How much is it gonna cost to get a hotel? You know? Or
if you're in a box truck, most definitely.
In a box truck, or if you're in a sleeper, that's good. But you still, it's a lot. It's so expensive. You just gotta factor all of that in, and that's where the layover costs come in.
Layover. And make sure you ask for layover. The money is there. The brokers have the money. Make sure you ask for it. It's a lot of, I found where brokers try to bully carriers and dispatchers. Like, they're not gonna, you know, okay, let me just tell them I can't get it. I'm not giving it to them. Like, you're just gonna go away. And most people do go away. However, you have to be persistent and let them know, this is what I want. Give it here, or I'm going to escalate.
No matter the amount, it's a respect thing, right?
It's respect. It's respect. And then you have to respect these carriers' time. You know, you have to respect their time. You know, when I was a broker, as a broker, you know, when I was doing more brokering myself, I didn't have any agents. You know, I took care of my carriers, you know, and this was before we had trucks. Okay. Let me back up. Before we decided to purchase trucks, we were first brokers. And then, you know, I always took care of my carriers, but I didn't realize the expense part of it and how much carriers run into until we purchased our trucks. Then I started seeing the other side, but that just made for me to be a better broker, because now I understand and see firsthand what carriers go through. Like the money that they go through, you know, the expenses, you know, the headaches, you know, at the shipper, the consignment, like trying to, you know, make sure they're not overweight and scale houses. It's a lot. It's a lot, you know, so I have even more respect for carriers, you know. So, but a lot of brokers have not been on the other side. They have no idea, so their respect is very limited, which it shouldn't be anyway.
It shouldn't be. I mean, but it's a lot of disrespectful brokers out there.
It's a lot of disrespectful, you know. Most definitely. You guys, I mean, if you're in the transportation industry, you know, but if you're not, I'm telling you. So be ready for it, and be ready to stand your ground.
And stand your ground. Be firm. Do not. I always say, don't let nobody intimidate you. Nobody. It don't matter who they are. Do not let them intimidate you.
Let them know what you want.
You don't have to work with them. You can just keep it moving to the next. Clean more from where that came from.
Exactly. Tell them no. and move on. And more than likely, they'll call you back.
Exactly.
They'll call you back and give you exactly what you asked for.
Yep. So know your lanes, and when it comes to dead areas, you know, make sure you're getting enough money to where it covers going in and coming out. All right. So our next topic is commercial GPS routes.
Oh, commercial GPS routes. Yeah. So we had an issue with a driver on an operator where it was an accident on the highway, and for whatever reason, you know, and it comes with experience too, but for whatever reason, you know, they got off of the commercial route.
Staying in his lane.
No, and an accident happened. You know, it was low clearance, you know, and an accident.
Yes.
So make sure you have
and he had a load at the time.
He had a load. Yeah, so then you have to deal with recovery costs and recovery issues, and it's just, you know, it's something that you don't want to deal with. Right. You know, so if there is an accident on the road, pull over and get you a nap or something. You know, it's better to be late than to get into an accident, you know, of something that could have been prevented. Yes. So, and commercial GPSs, you know, they help you with that. And another thing, plan your route. Even with commercial GPSs, plan your route, you know. And we always, you know, pull up the Google Maps or whatever.
I always put how long it will take for them to get there. So I'll be giving them even though the driver may give me an ETA, I give my own ETA too based off of what I put in the map.
Exactly.
You know?
And do street views as well. You know what I'm saying? Like, do street views. Like, street views will really help you in determining, you know, what conditions you're dealing with as far as at the shipper and the consignee. Like, one time we were on a dirt road, but my husband already knew that. He's very, very intelligent, very smart. I like how he operates. He teach me a whole lot. But, you know, one of our loads were on a dirt road, but he was already prepared for that when he got there, because every load he planned for, he do a street view and he see his route, he planned his routes, you know, he planned around his routes. So he already knew that, you know, and these are things that you should know as well. So please do street views. Utilize Google Maps. Do a street view or whatever maps you use, as long as it has a street view, you know, to determine where you're headed, you know. So it will help, like, and it will save you, trust me. But stay on those commercial routes.
Yes. And sometimes when it comes to certain lanes or routes, all money ain't good money. You be like, oh my God, they don't pay me that much. But then next thing you know, it may be a bridge you can't cross. You got to go all the way around the world or whatever. So just like you said, study, do those street views.
Street views, plan your route. Find out where closures are. And they have a lot of closures and road work up northeast as well. I mean, it's a lot here too, southeast. But northeast mostly, you know, where it's very tight. You know, they have a lot of closures and road work going on, but you already need to know that before you can get there, you know, and plan around it. So,
So, commercial GPS routes.
Yes.
Make sure you have that commercial GPS.
Yes, most definitely.
All right, our next topic is software needed.
Software.
Yes. We got the inner portal. I know that's very, 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 you know, popular for
right now. Very popular right now. You probably see that all over social media. Like, some of the largest dispatch companies use it, you know, and that's how I find out about it, through social media. So inner portal is one. TruckLogix.
That's another one. Yes.
TruckLogix is really good.
It's really, really good. I like TruckLogix. It's a little manual, but it still gets the job done. It still does, but you can dispatch the driver from there. You can invoice the shipper. It's a lot that you can do in TruckLogix. So just study, you know, all the different softwares that are needed for that you can use to be a dispatcher. And
it's inexpensive as well. So very inexpensive.
When it comes to dispatching, it's little to no cost. You know, it's very, very beneficial, and you're not really paying as much monthly as, for say, a broker would.
Because you have to, as a broker, you have to have a fund, you know, and according on your credit, that's going to be, you know, that's going to determine your premium amount.
Exactly. Right.
So you got load board, you have to pay for, you know, so you have a lot more expenses as a broker for sure. Yes,
and a lot of people that are brokers, they start off as dispatchers. You know, that's how they get their experience with working with carriers, which I think is very, very good. You're actually, you know, doing the work, you know. So when you do become a broker, you know a lot about the lane. You know about a lot about what the carrier expects. So
I agree.
Dispatching is very, very, very good information and good training and good way to start in the transportation industry.
It is. Yeah, I agree.
Yes.
I agree. Even though I have my, y'all see my other videos. I have my, but dispatching is a good way to break into the industry.
It's a good way to break into
But it's a personal preference as well. Like, what are your business goals? It's really determined on your business goals.
Yes. Yep.
But that's a whole other conversation.
Right. Because a lot of brokers are dispatchers,
Yes,
so
they have a dispatching,
Yep. All right, you guys, that's it. That's all we're going to talk about today about dispatching part 2. So thanks for tuning in. Don't forget to subscribe.
Comment below as well. Comment and subscribe.
We ain't going to bite you. I promise. We're giving you some free game.
That's it. We don't want to bite you.
Once again, it's Tequila Talk with Tanisha and Tia. Thanks for tuning in.
Bye. Enjoy your weekend, guys.